Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Paranormal Q&A with Jack, Kenna, and
Carly Hall.
Carly Hall. How you doing tonight, Carly?
I'm good.
Mm, Not
Tired.
everybody in the room yet, so just wait a few minutes. There's Carl Mitchell, just popped in. How you doing out there, Carl? You on it for already? You're tired?
Yeah, I've been sleeping all day.
No. Well, then you shouldn't be tired.
I
Barry
know.
Martz is here. Barry says, hello, Carly. Hello, Jack.
Hello.
Hello. So we'll just wait for a few more people to pop in and we'll get going. Here's Bob Maloney. I know you just talked to Bob tonight, didn't you? Messaged him anyway. There's Lorianne. How you doing out there, Lori? So we got a few things to talk about tonight, a few things going on. And I mean, most everybody knows about one, which is our friend Jeff Leeper is going through some hard times and stuff right now. We got a GoFundMe out there for him that was created by our other good friend Bill Freeman, and he's also a very, very good friend of Jeff's. And I think they went through their what's you call program together, didn't they? Or they belong to the same,
I think so.
yeah, for their ministry stuff. So yeah, but I just want to bring this up because Jeff has been going through a lot. He's got cancer. His car broke down, which he uses for his Uber business. He does Uber. Um, so he's really struggling right now. The cancer medications are expensive. He's struggling to pay for that. He pays over $300 for those, and he does have insurance, so he's still paying $300 for 'em. But anyways, so I just want to bring it up and put it out there and ask you guys. I know a lot of you have already given. I'm going to put it out there again. If we can please help Jeff with just the minimum is $5. I'm going to add this up on the stream for a minute. But if you guys could give, if you haven't given yet and you can just give $5, it would be greatly appreciated. Of course, your prayers and everything else are also appreciated. Prayers, thoughts, anything you do. He's really going through a really hard time right now. So, and some of you may remember Jeff from Ghosts of Shepherdstown. He was also with Taps for quite a long time too, but he did work on Ghosts of Shepherdstown with Nick Groff, and Nick has reached out to him as well. I know from Dan Class, who works with Nick. I informed Dan about it, and he let Nick know. So everybody's trying to do what they can. We're trying to raise some money for him for all this stuff that's going on. The goal is 3,500. They're doing pretty good, but we still need your help. So anything you can give would be greatly appreciated. He is a good friend of ours, and some of you as well. So thank you for anything that you can do. Carly and I appreciate it. And Carly, you're going to be holding the fund actually raiser tomorrow night, aren't you? Or tomorrow for what? 12 hours?
24.
24. Wow.
Yep.
Well, he is a very good friend of ours. So, if you can't, if you can even just check that out to just support that. And what's your stream going to be for that, Carly? Do you know?
Yeah, so I can send you the poster.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. I think you posted it up here, but if you can, post it to the Facebook page. I think you already did. You can check out that poster and you guys can get the link and stuff there. The link to the GoFundMe is on my Facebook page, which I have listed on the scrolling below too. So I just wanted to put that up there. I'm going to leave that scrolling. So if you guys want to check that out and want to help support, and again, I know many of you already have, and thank you very much for that. And I know he's friends of yours as well. So thank you for all the support you have given, and keep giving those prayers as well, please. So we've had Jeff on our show before in the past. Yeah, he was the Carpenter's Hammer is what he's known as. He is an exorcist. They call themselves spiritual warriors now, but he is an exorcist, and he's been helping people, many people over the years. And I did talk to him the other day, and he feels bad because he's got people reaching out to him for help, and he can't help them right now. So I said, talk to him. I said, Jeff, right now you're the one that needs the help, and you need to focus on yourself and taking care of yourself. And So right now you're the one that needs help, and as always, you can't help others unless you've helped yourself first. So remember that, people. It's true of all of us.
Can't pour from an empty cup.
Yes, right, exactly. So anything anybody could do is good. And I'll be talking to him again. I usually talk to him like once a month or so, but and we message more than that. But I usually talk on the phone once a month. But I'll be calling him. I called him the other day. I'll be calling him more coming up here, just because I know he's going through such a rough time. All right. So, anyways, back to our usual stuff. If you guys are here, if you got any questions for us, as always, just reach
Hey,
out.
April.
And Marianne is here, and Kim is here, and April. And who else we got? Bob Burnell is here too, as well. Thank you, Bob Burnell. So Teresa is here, Teresa Myers.
I
Uh,
just posted it to your Facebook.
what's that? Oh, okay, good, good. I thought I actually had posted it myself too, but no, it's okay. It's good that it's there. Ellen McNeil is with us tonight. She says, hello, Boils. Boils and ghouls. Merry Christmas. Yes, Merry Christmas, everyone. This is our Christmas show, isn't it? Since this week is Christmas.
Hmm.
So Merry Christmas,
Funny,
everyone.
funny. Here's an awesome coincidence. We actually didn't do this on purpose.
Hmm.
Well, the 24-hour stream is tomorrow on 12/22
Ah,
from 11 to 11.
ah, that's interesting.
So I noticed that when I was looking at the poster the other day, I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. That's another interesting coincidence."
Yeah, it is an interesting coincidence. Maybe
Mhm.
it's a positive. Maybe it's a positive thing. It says we're gonna finally help him out and meet the goal.
Mhm.
So
Absolutely.
that would be great if we could do that for him, because it's that time of the year. It's a good time of the year to give. You always feel good when you give, and we've given, and I actually do plan to give more. Um, just with Christmas, like everybody else out here right now. Um, we've all spent a lot of money already with family and stuff like that, and so we do what we got to do. And Teresa Fowler, don't worry, she just said stopped in. She's at work, so you can always. Thanks for stopping in, Teresa, and you can always catch the show after the fact because it'll be still up on Facebook after, and our YouTube channel, which is just Paranormal Q&A with Jack Kenna and Carly Hall. You can always check that out as well. So if you guys got any questions for us out there, Keith Bailey, Merry Christmas, Keith. If you guys got any questions for us out there, just toss them out. That's what we're here for. And Michelle says, in regards to what you were just talking about, Carly, it's very positive. It means the angels are watching over. There you go.
Absolutely.
So I think so this time. I do think so this time.
Too many coincidences.
Yes, seriously, really, way too many. So again, we're always here for you guys. If you got any questions, we can talk about. I had hoped to have some video done for you guys. We just over the weekend we investigated Wildwood Sanatorium, and we did something interesting there. And I was gonna we'll have video next Tuesday. I just got too caught up with the stuff going on with Jeff and trying to help out with that and stuff. But we got some really good, and I know Ellen's in here, so she could even attest to it. Really good activity, doing something completely different that we'd never done before, and we're
And we
actually.
probably don't recommend
Yeah,
for like
well, I don't know. You could try it, I suppose. I mean, it worked for us. Um,
if you have a certain sense of humor.
Well, yes, yeah. I mean, well, it's just a card game. I mean, it's called Cards
I
Against
know, but
Humanity.
yeah.
It's a game that a lot of people play, and we were playing that at the kitchen. Well, I guess the dining room table downstairs off the kitchen, and we actually started getting something interacting with us with the game. We had the K2s out. We had um, my millimeter that has the REM pod on it out. We started getting hits on all that stuff while we were playing the game, to a point where where the two K2s were by the table and the one chair, we started dealing cards to the spirit, supposedly, and the spirit would indicate. Sarah Campbell would, one of our investigators, would hold up a card, not look at it, and say, "Do you want to play this card?" And if the K2 lit up, it meant yes. If it didn't, it meant no. and she'd actually go through a few cards, like, "You want this one?" Sometimes it would hit right away, "Yes, play that card." Other times it would say no, and she'd go through like 2 or 3 cards before it said, "Yes, play that one." And, and what get really weird, it was remember getting later on in it, they actually the spirits started winning some of the rounds because nobody knew what was said on the cards or whose cards they were. And there's a few times that the dealer picks who wins, and there's probably 5,
We were
6
all
times.
laughing our butts off,
Yes,
like,
there's
it
probably
was those cards were hilarious, and, like, it
because
was
Sarah
to the
never looked at
point.
Sarah
No,
just held them up away from her.
and there was a point in time where they kinda indicated, like, "I don't wanna play anymore," but what I
Yes,
think
they
really
did.
happened was, "I don't wanna do it this way anymore," 'cause they
Oh,
still
maybe.
indicated that they were there.
Yeah, that's true,
But
that's
then
true.
what ended up happening was instead of holding up their cards and letting them pick, the ones that were on top of their deck that we just put in ended up working really well with the
Yes,
questions,
almost perfectly. It was really
even with the
weird.
choose two.
Yes, I mean, there were perfect answers for the questions that were on the question card.
So I'm wondering if they
Really
kind of,
weird
like,
shit.
altered the deck, like, their random, like,
I don't know. I don't know. It was that's but it was really strange, really
was
weird,
really good though.
and it was really good. And but they won like several hands. It's just really odd. If you got to know how the game works and stuff like that. Um, so to know what we're kind of really talking about, but it's called Cards Against Humanity. And if you check out what that game is about and how it works, you can see why it got really strange, why the spirit was winning hands. So
It
it, it's really
it's a
weird.
specific sense of humor also,
And she
so
did it did indicate because we got into asking like who are you, a male or female? Did indicate it was an older woman. I think from we didn't get a date, but I think she was maybe from the early 1900s, late 1800s, just by the way they were interacting with us in some of the cards. So it was really interesting, and I I would say not necessarily you don't have to use that game, but try a card game sometimes. Sitting down playing cards or doing something different, and see if they just come and interact with you. It really worked. We had a child's voice too that we heard a couple times. Ellen had an experience there, and yes,
there
I
was
did giggle
actually
like a
an
little schoolgirl. Ellen, you're right. Yeah,
there was an indication that, um so we had a REM pod also up, uh, on the other side of the room, and there
yeah,
was an indication that one of the children came downstairs and,
yes,
like, some words popped up saying, like, "outside" or, like, "garden" or something, so I think
yeah,
one of the kids came downstairs and they got kicked out to outside because we were playing an adult game.
yeah, yeah. It was an adult game, and there is one child there. They call him Thomas. He's supposed to be like 6 or 8 years old, something like that. So yeah, because of the type of game it is, and there is a lot of adult language with it.
And that was shortly
Um,
after we heard the kid's voice too, so, like,
yes, it
I
did.
think he got caught.
Yeah, it may have, yeah, so because it was like, "Get out and go away," "Get out of here, go outside." It was funny, it was just funny. I'm putting this up because Barry
Aw.
says, "I was wondering about that, if you go into a place that is or might be haunted, then do some activities besides paranormal investigating. I think you can get more, some paranormal interaction that you mentioned." Yes, and it does work. I mean, we've
Mhm.
done similar things before, but just not with that. Um but it was very, very interesting stuff, and it's worth trying something different. Again, think outside the box, try something different. Um, and Michelle, my sister, says the spirit was probably happy to be included, and it had an advantage by knowing the cards being played. Probably true. Yes, probably true.
It still makes it hilarious.
Yeah, but I do think the spirit became interested because we were actually really. I mean, we put some stuff out, but we weren't really investigating at that point. I think they just became interested in what was going on, and they came and joined in,
Yeah.
and we actually got, some good activity that way.
Mhm.
We didn't find out a lot of information, but we got some good activity, um, and it was fun. It was fun to watch it and do it, and I did record some of it, and I'll share some of those, that with you guys next Tuesday.
And
Um,
also, on top of that, we also let them be the judge of one round, remember?
Oh, I didn't remember that, but okay, yeah, yeah.
So what happened was I ended up reading the card for them, and then we all put our best cards in there, and then I read them out loud and put my finger on top of the cards, and when the K2 lit up to their favorite, that's the one that they chose who won.
Mm. Oh, I guess who's here? Our friend Jeffrey. Mr. Leaper's in. I'm glad you stopped in, Jeff.
Hello.
You can join in some of the fun tonight. Adult game? I'm too young to be here.
Am I
To
too
hear
young to
this.
hear this? Yeah.
I'm too young to hear this. No, you're not too young to hear this. I might be, though.
Oh my gosh, Jeffrey would have such a blast with that game.
Yeah, we got to try that. We got to investigate with him again sometime
And Bill
and
Freeman.
give that a shot. Yeah, Bill. Yeah,
Bill
yeah.
would love it.
We got to do that stuff with him. This is somebody I think you know, Carly. Uh, Mr. Willis says, "Hi, chaps." I'll
Do
let you
I?
read it.
I don't
There's
remember.
a message from PTM Willis. It says, "Hi, chaps. Have you heard of Ghosts of the Living? Do
Do
you
you
think
think
it's..."
that
There you go.
do
I'll
you
let
think
you read it.
okay. Do you think that's have you heard of ghosts of the living? Do you think that's possible? It's just I had a ghost visit me and I haven't been able to figure out where the person I knew is at, and it's a constant struggle. So I hope for the best, but is a living person's ghost any kind of possible, like an out of body separation? Um
Well, I think it connects to my Voldemort theory
yeah.
with the guy who was in jail, but his spirit is seen, his apparition is seen in that one location.
I mean, people can do astral projection on top of it.
Yes, 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 you can. I mean, you can. I mean, we know you can sometimes have out of body experience, travel while sleeping.
Mhm.
So, but I'll let you respond to him. That's your question
All
since he
right.
called you.
So yes, that actually is possible. So that is, um, I think, uh, there needs to be a little bit of clarification on ghost and a living body. So everybody has a spirit. That's where our ghosts come from. It's just a person without a physical body. So that's our true self, is our spirit.
Right.
So occasionally, we can leave our body and cross into the other side either by near death experiences, astral projection, or like Jack mentioned previously, the Voldemort theory, which is Horcruxes or a traumatic event that was so powerful that you left a piece of yourself behind. So, this is commonly seen with murder cases. So, the spirit of the murderer, even though they are still alive and imprisoned, they are still seen at the scene of the crime. It's typically not very interactive, I don't think so. Like, it's
Hmm.
kind of residual, but it was such a powerful moment that they ended up leaving a piece of themselves behind.
Yes, I agree with that.
But yes, that is possible to separate from your body.
Yeah. So I hope we answered your question there, PT, and I think that was a good answer. I agree with your answer. So I'm just throwing up some stuff. People are talking about the card game we were doing.
And
Um,
also, I think that was a coincidence about chaps.
oh yeah, you come in
Yeah, no.
beefs.
So
Yes,
people who don't know, my nickname for in the medical field is Chappy, like chaps, like assless chaps. I'm not gonna go into it, but that is the thing. But no, I think that was a coincidence.
like
So
chaps, like from England.
you're like,
Chaps,
I'm
no
like,
chaps.
ah, yeah, 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 yeah.
Yes, 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 yes. I thought it was maybe somebody that knew you because of the. I thought
No,
it was
no,
calling your nickname.
no.
And Barry Martz is talking about Scott Porter, Tennessee Wraith Chasers, and Stephanie Burke had mentioned to me at the New Jersey Prayer Unity to try thinking outside the box and try these techniques. Absolutely. I always encourage people to do that. I talk about that at my classes as well when I do that. Um, think outside the box. Try something new. Try something different. See if it works, because very well just might. And Jeff says sometimes doppelganger activity can, in my experience, be a projection of a living person in a highly emotional state as well.
Mhm.
So there you go. That's
Absolutely.
another answer to PT's question. And Jeff has had a lot of that kind of experience doing what he does, being a
Mm.
demonologist and working with very
Negative.
negative cases and
Mm.
severe cases. So it's something to consider as well.
Yep.
I would say, depending on what you're experiencing, don't don't jump to the conclusion it could be something um, negative or things like that. You have to look at the activity and what's going on, and if somebody's being negatively affected by it. And even then, it's not always a negative spirit. They could be just trying to desperately reach out
Mhm.
to
Or
somebody.
it's or it's like Jeff said, your inner state of you within. So um, if you go through a lot of issues or a lot of problems and a lot of anxiety, stress, very negative emotions, and you kind of
Mm,
tuck it inside, it ends up, it's like stuffing a bottle full and then
mm,
topping it off. Eventually, it's going to fester and need to be released. So it's going to be released somehow, just not the
right,
way that you expect. So it can
right,
interact with your environment as well.
right. Right. And I had to throw this up because Jeff always has a good sense of humor. Um, have you seen my body? I leave it on purpose. Me too, Jeff. You seen mine? I think I want to leave mine on purpose too. So we asshole project. I mean, astral project on purpose. Yes. Anyways, um, oh, Bradley Monks says Merry Christmas, Jack and Carly from New Brunswick, Canada. Yes, Bradley. I don't think I've talked to you in quite a while. How you doing out there in New Brunswick?
Yeah.
It's good to hear from you, and Merry Christmas to you as well, and Happy New Year to everyone. But we'll talk to
Mhm.
you next week. Um, and Karen says she's late. I think she was late the last time too.
Nah, it's okay. The party
I'm
doesn't
late
start
for a
until
very
Karen
important
comes in
date,
here.
but here now. Karen, you're never late. We're
No.
always glad that you pop in. So kind of pops in like Glinda the Good Witch.
Mhm.
Boink.
We
Which
love
made
Karen.
me I was just on last night. I watched a little bit of it in case you didn't know what that reference was to. Of course, it's to the Wizard of Oz, and that was on. Mm. Oh, and Bill Freeman's here. Bill, stop in to say hi. Hello, Bill. We also Jeff is here tonight too. Bill, we're all hanging out together. This is good. So always good to have all you guys stop in. And Bill usually has some good suggestions on things as well. And Mr. Willis is talking again. He goes, I have figured 1111 and 2222 uh, what people is a step down from 33 being a magical vibration number. Oh, I did not know that. Thank you for that explanation, Carly and Jack, about the separation thing. Yes, it was very interactive and not just an image of the person I knew. And thank Jeffrey for your reply there, too. So, you're
Sounds more
very
like an
welcome,
astral
PT.
projection.
Yeah, yes. So you're very welcome. And if we have any, can answer any other questions for you, we try our best.
Mm.
And yep, Bill Freeman and Ellen. Yes, Jeff is here. Jeff is here with us tonight, which we're glad for that. Um, and Keith talking about his near-death experience at age 13, changed his life. Well, things like that definitely do change your life. That's for sure. Um, and my sister says you should go through life thinking outside the box. Everything is less stressful that way. Sometimes I cause myself more stress by thinking outside the box. I don't know.
Yeah, some
Especially
people
if
are
something doesn't go the way I want. I'm like, it's stressful. It didn't go the way I planned. I got to fix it.
Then you gotta think outside the box.
Then I got to think outside the box to figure out what I did to think outside the box, to fix the thing I thought outside the box. All right. Barry has a question. I'm going to throw this up. I'll let you read this one, Carl.
Have you captured an EVP that you can't explain because it doesn't sound like a human, but sounds like an animal instead? Scott and Stephanie had also mentioned this to me. Um, I
I've
don't
captured some
think
very strange sounding EVPs, yes. I don't think you have,
no.
but we had one at a location out in Western New York, out around wine country, place we were investigating. Um, and this really, actually, it's on the Spirits of New England website. You can go there and listen to it. And it actually caught on two recorders. One is this really weird noise, just sounds like whoop, 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 whoop. And on the other recorder, at exactly the same time in a different room, it's a woman's voice. Yep. Two different recorders. One that was in my hand caught the whoop, whoop, whoop thing. And the other one that was just sitting in the other room, sitting on a dresser in the other room, because I timed them all out, exact same moment is a woman's voice. Can't quite tell what it's saying, but it's a older woman's voice saying something. But we heard it
Elemental, maybe?
we heard it as this odd, no, no, it was just the way the disembodied voice came through, that we actually heard it with our own ears at the time.
Interesting.
Me and Beck Gann were investigating upstairs in that building. We heard it with our ears. It was really weird noise, and that's how it was captured on the recorder I had in my hand. But on the other recorder in the other room, it's a woman's voice. It's very odd. So I've had things like that. In that case, because we had the two recorders, it was captured in two different recorders, we were actually able to figure out what it was, at least, that it was actually a woman's voice and not this just odd, strange noise.
Renee
But
wants
I've
to
had
know
things
how
like
that
that.
how that went again.
What I just talked about?
Yeah, she wants to know what it sounded like again.
Oh, because I went whoop, 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 whoop. Something like that.
Yeah.
Go to the website, go to spiritsofnewengland.org, and you can look it up in our evidence page. It's actually there. Both of them are there. Both the two recordings are there, and it's explained. So it's really weird noise. Sounded something like how I just did it. But yeah. And Ellen says her damn cats think outside the box. Now, I don't think they're thinking outside the box. They're doing something outside the box. Oh, and Jeff is like, I've seen your body, Jack. Haven't you noticed the cameras? Great, great, great. Carly,
Is that
we're getting
is
rid
that
of
why
all
you've
the
been feeling
cameras.
like people have been watching you?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we're gonna have to get rid of all the cameras in the house now. All right, people, got to take this down because Jeff's watching through our cameras. Sorry. Good night.
You're gonna
Yeah.
see videos of yourself on Farmers Only or Christians Mingle.
What?
Nothing.
See pictures of myself where? On Jeff's
Online dating
website,
sites.
maybe. Yeah,
Online
his
dating
porn
sites.
site. Jeff probably has a porn site. That's what it is.
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. Yes, OnlyFans. It's only his personal site, though. He puts everybody else's pictures up on it, keeps it to himself. Michelle says she sees the number 444 all the time. I'm not sure what that is indicating. I'm not a numerology person or a numbers thing person, so I don't know what the numbers all mean. Maybe somebody does.
Love and protection.
444. Oh, there you go. So Michelle, Carly, tell her again what it means.
Love and protection.
So 444 means love and protection. There you go. So you're being loved and protected. Oh, and Jason says Merry Christmas to both of us. Thank you, Jason. Merry Christmas to you as well. It's been a long time. It has. So I hope the two of you are doing well and ready for the holidays. We pretty much are. We're about as ready for the holidays as we're going to get. We are doing very well. Thank you, Jason. Hope you're doing well out there as well. Loki says, talking about numbers again, 1111 all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that means either.
I think that means like continue on the path or like
You'll have to look that one up for me. I don't
yeah.
know.
It's like
Here's
you're on the right
Cheryl.
path and
Cheryl
finishing.
says she had a dream. I was going down a hill holding on to lawnmower. What the hell? I mean, what the hell, you know? I don't know, but I wouldn't want that dream. Let go of the lawnmower. I don't know what that would mean. I don't do the dream stuff. Maybe somebody out there does though, does dream interpretation, Cheryl. So we have a lot of people come in here. So maybe there's somebody out here in the thing that could do a dream interpretation for Cheryl. Um, and Bradley Monk says life is good. He's got lots of moose around this season. Lobster season is underway. Ooh, that's always good. And the paranormal is going strong, hoping to get into Maine in the spring once the borders are open. Yeah, I know this border thing is ridiculous. We have friends we want to go visit too, up in Niagara Falls and everything else, but we can't get there yet. Let me see. Looking for question. A question for Carly. Here's one from Bob Burnell. Carly. Question for Carly. What is your thoughts on using drugs to connect to the spirit world, like mushrooms, peyote, buttons, etc.?
So I don't have any experience with that. I don't really know people who have actually done that, but for my personal view, um, I don't necessarily want to do that myself. I feel like those alter your brain chemistry permanently, and it can greatly affect performance. Um, uh, Psychic abilities are a muscle. You know, you have to exercise it regularly to strengthen it. And I feel like personally, I don't want to insult anybody, but I feel like that's kind of like a shortcut in a way that has some downsides to it. So
Mhm.
I personally don't like it. Um, Also, I think that your psyche can also interfere with it as well. Like while you're on the trip or you're on as you're taking them, I feel like some messages that may come through can be construed as spiritual when in fact it is psychological. Um, so I prefer to just stay in tune using energy vibrations and meditation, connecting to your higher self, and lots of healing.
Mhm.
So with
We
no
actually
assistance
had
of
we actually
outside drugs.
Yeah, we actually had a couple people contact us that had done peyote, and they said it opened them up so spiritually they had things still coming to them, and they needed help to get rid of them because it was negative. So,
That
either
might be
that or
theirs.
just having a
That's what I'm
bad,
talking about. That might
still
be
having
their
a bad
psyche.
trip. Yes, it could
I
be.
think that's theirs because people when they talk about having inner demons, there's a reason they call it that. Like they people can haunt themselves, whether it
Mhm.
be through repressed memories, um,
Right,
guilt, um, regret. You know,
right,
the human mind holds a lot of information, and we really there's a lot that we still haven't delved into it yet. But psychologically, um, I think people mistake a lot of paranormal experiences for actual psychological issues,
true. I
and
do agree.
uh, they don't want to confront that.
Right, and I
They'd
think that's
rather
what was
confront it
going
as a
on.
paranormal side than an actual psychological side.
Right, that's what I
So,
think was going on with these people. Yeah,
and it's scary, honestly, because you're really looking at a dark side of yourself that you need to heal.
yeah,
But
yep,
you, you know, and you'd rather turn to the paranormal of I'm being haunted and I'm the
right,
victim rather than I'm the one that's hurting myself. So
right, exactly
it's
true.
hard.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would stay away from the drug stuff to try to open up to the paranormal. Don't do that. You can do basically the same thing through meditation techniques and other types of techniques. So I would stay away from the drug stuff. It's just never a good idea because some of that stuff you can end up getting addicted to as well. So you don't want to really do that. I just wouldn't try it. I'm looking for questions, people. Um, I'll just pop up there because Bradley says I'm hosting a paranormal event on May 14th. Um, you're invited. Asked Michelle to come along. That's good. I hope Michelle can make it. You have to if you have information that you want to post up here, Bradley, feel free. You can post it on our Facebook page and stuff. So feel free to post about your event on our Facebook page. It's perfectly fine. Um, and Kim says, "Here's a good thing. Recommend. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Zerg
Zheng's Way
Jurgen?
videos for astral questions. There you go.
Nice.
So there you go. You can probably find those on YouTube, I would assume. Kim. And I'll throw this up from Jeff. I have a diabetic web porn site. Pictures of pie. Apple, cherry, blueberry. It's a
Wild
good
berry.
website. Yeah.
If you
Wow.
wanna get spicy.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Wild berry.
Yeah, it could be
Yeah.
pumpkin, spicy pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie.
I see. Again, I'm just looking down for questions. Wow, he's got a lot of people talking tonight, so that's always a good thing. Jeff and his things. Holding it always goes back to the lawnmower uh, dream. Holding a lawnmower, what a cut up. That's Jeff for you. Keep going. Oh, some Cisco Murdoch. Carly, what is the episode you were on in Paranormal Survivor?
Season 5, episode 5, Dark Dreams. I think I was the second story?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep. There was the pregnant, woman first one, and then me, and then the other paranormal investigator on the third
What
one.
was it again?
Season 5, episode 5, Dark Dreams.
I'm just putting it up there for him.
And,
There you go. Paranormal Survivor Season 5, Episode 5, Dark Dreams.
they did a fantastic job, honestly, like, with my episode. I'm very happy with how they handled everything. And honestly, for 15 minutes, like, that was a span of what, 10 years or 8 years at that point?
Mm-hmm.
So, 8 years of a haunting in 15 minutes. So, they did very good.
And Kim Justice goes back. Yeah, they did a really good job. Talking about the drug stuff again. Yeah, psychedelics open portals. I, I'm not sure they do. I think what's happening again is like Carly's talking about. It's how those drugs affect your mind. I don't think they're really opening portals, or I mean,
They may
stuff
they may
paranormal wise could take place.
they
But
may, you
it's
know,
questionable. It's just questionable because it those drugs do affect your mind and how your mind functions and how
they
it works.
do. So they may, I think they're more used as a way to kind of assist an attunement to a certain vibration,
Mhm.
but it does have a permanent effect.
Well, that's just it, especially the psychedelic drugs, because we know we had a client who she was experiencing paranormal activity and stuff like that, but she was still um, having issues, and it's especially true with acid.
Oh
She was
yeah,
still having
that
issues
will.
years later, um, of still having, flash or like incidents of, um, reliving the
The
trip
trip.
she had taken.
Yeah.
Because, like Barry says here, um, you might end up with plenty of false positive besides possible cell damage. That's correct.
Mhm. Oh yeah,
Um,
the chemistry and physical makeup of your brain permanently changes after your first trip. No matter how much you take, as long as it's in your system, the your whole makeup of your brain changes. So, and that's huge because your brain is heavily like impacted on chemical
mhm.
impulses and electrical impulses as well. So, When you change that, that's huge.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. No, I was reading something. Sorry, I was reading something
Mm,
from somebody else on here. But yes, you're correct. It can really mess with your head. So I wouldn't use them while trying to enhance investigation or try to break into the spirit world. I would use meditation techniques because that's more of a calming of your mind and opening your mind up to the world without the use of drugs. Because again, you don't really know what you're experiencing and what's real and what's not real when you're using a drug to
and
enhance it.
and I feel like I don't know. I really again I don't want to be uh I don't want to insult anybody, but I feel like when it comes to psychic abilities, that's very natural, intuitive skill that you have to build. And everybody has a natural starting point. That's totally normal. But I
Hmm.
feel like if you use outside um, uh, influences to help you, that's not, you have to use the natural environment around you, your natural resources.
Yeah.
Like you don't drink Gator. Well, the best way to stay rehydrated is drinking water. See?
Right.
It's the
Right.
quickest way, right?
Right.
You don't drink soda to get rehydrated. You
No,
don't
because that's a
drink tea to
diuretic
get
anyway.
rehydrated. Right, exactly. So it something may seem like it would help you, but really and honestly, the natural is better. So
Correct.
that's the way our bodies are tuned.
Right.
We're
It,
not tuned to yeah.
right. And Bob Burnell does say, and he brings. I mean, it's a true point. He went spent some time in South Dakota. A lot of local Indians, Indian use peyote to communicate with spirits, and they do, and that's true. And but again, it's causing them to well, it's getting you high, right? So well, yes, it can open up your mind. The question is, are you really communicating with spirit, or are you hallucinating that you are?
Right.
Are you, in other words, when you do it, knowing that you're going to try to communicate with spirit, is your mind already set that that's what's going to happen? So that drug affects you that way. It makes you believe you're communicating with
Psychologically.
spirit, or does it really happen? We don't really know. I mean, they use it for things like that. Peyote was used a lot by Native Americans for um, those, whether your soul journey,
Mhm.
to find your path, what your path is supposed to be in life, things like that. So they use it for that to communicate with spirit. But are we really? I mean, we don't know. But I know
Mhm.
people who've been permanently affected by the use of peyote.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, Dover has a good point. Cognitive bias. That's what you were talking about.
yes, that's what I'm trying to point out.
Mhm.
Cognitive bias. Yes, that's right. Uh, Jeff
So
brings up a good point here. He goes, I'm very curious about how chemo will affect my perceptions. I'm completely in the dark on that. Silver linings. Actually, you will get something, Jeff, called chemo brain, which you'll get forgetful while you're on chemo. Um, it does happen. It's a known thing. You may want to look it up. So when you start seem to forget things or repeating things to people, it's because of the chemo. It's called chemo brain, and you can look that up, and it'll give you a lot of information. It's an actual thing. My daughter's going through it. My good friend Lisa Anson, who passed away, dealt with it a lot when she was going through all her chemo treatments. She had ovarian cancer for 20 years. Anytime she had to go on the chemo, she would get chemo brain. It does go away. It doesn't stay permanent. But while you're on it, you're gonna have some cognitive issues with regards to memory. So just something to think to be aware of. All right. So
mhm.
as far as opening it up, to paranormal stuff. I don't know.
I mean,
Uh,
that's a whole healing journey, so
yeah, I mean, I don't know if the chemo will affect like opening you up paranormally, psychically, or anything like that. I really don't know. I never had that discussion with anybody who was on it about that. So, um,
That'd
pretty
be an
strange.
interesting study though, because a lot of people in that kind of like area of healing, it's a very spiritual journey, because of the odds and everything. So, and everybody's journey is different. Some are more
Mhm.
severe than others. So that'd be a very interesting study. Very fragile,
Mhm.
granted, but very interesting.
Yeah. I will put this up because I believe in, you know, making sure we're even keeled on all this stuff with regards to the drugs and stuff. Kim Justice says, been there and done that as far as psychedelics go. Opens doors, yes, but definitely should be supervised. So
Mm.
there's somebody who's done it, who's giving you some advice if you're serious that you want to do it. Um, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't recommend it. But if you're dead set on doing it, make
Man, you
sure
are
you
way
have
up there.
supervision when you do it. You have somebody else there with you who's not using, um, in case you
Yes.
run into a problem. That's I think
Uh,
is what she's getting at.
yes. Also, on a side note, I didn't realize you were that far up there. We have our show with Cisco on January 9th.
Oh, okay. Oh, is it
Remember?
January?
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
So just
it's
let you
probably
know.
in
So
my phone.
anybody who's interested, we do have that on January 9th.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I just don't have it on my phone. So, um, okay, I'll have to post that
Yep.
later on. And Dover happened to Paratech happened to notice your sweatshirt, Gettysburg sweatshirt, over half hour from there. Well, you'd be interested to know Jeff Leeper also lives down near there as well. Um, Bill Freeman doesn't live too far from Gettysburg. And there's a bunch of people down in the Gettysburg area that are in the paranormal, so you may know some of them. Many of them are our friends, and we go down to
Mhm.
visit all the time,
We
which is
go down
why
there all the time. We might as well live there.
almost, almost. We got to go back down and visit our other friends again, including Jeff and Pam and Steve. We got to get down and visit them again. Um, du-
Also,
and
George is in here. Hi, George.
oh, it's Georgia. Okay. And Kim also says no drugs, in my opinion, for spiritual development. And there's somebody who used them, giving her 2 cents in on it after they used it for that purpose. So there you go. Here's a good thing from Bradley Monks. Bradley says, just sit in a room, let the spirits come to you. If anything uh, want to communicate, they will. Some looking to provoke can stir up the wrong thing.
That's a
That's
good point
true. That's true. I,
because
I,
it's a
I
two-way street.
yes, and there is times I will sit in a when I'm in a location, I will sit in a room and just meditate and open up my mind to what's there and let them give a message to me if they want to. Through meditation, you can open up that like blank sheet of paper where they can give you a message, and it has happened on different occasions. So,
But you can't
um,
force communication.
no, you shouldn't try. I mean, I think that's why sometimes when you go in asking all these questions, you don't get too much because nobody wants to be just, you know, I guess
Interrogated.
inundated with questions. I mean, we as
Yep.
people don't like it. They're just a person without a body. So,
And it's
you
very
know,
disrespectful to insult in order to get a response.
yes, yeah, I don't provoke. There is ways to provoke without being rude, and that's just by using usually incorrect information you've heard about a location.
Which allows them to
Um,
correct it.
yes, yes, because people will want to correct things they know are wrong, right? We
Mhm.
all do that, so they will speak up when that's worked very well
Especially about
for me.
themselves.
Yeah, even if you kind of just make it up that oh hey, I heard you were a really mean person, nobody liked you, and blah blah. We actually had people telling us that at one location about a woman who lived there, and when I brought that up, she corrected that. And we got a good EVP, a very clear EVP of
Mhm.
woman's voice saying they liked me, and we did research the history on her. Turns out she was very well loved and liked within her community. So the people had it backwards; they had it
Mhm.
wrong.
But I feel
So
like to a point, like, you need to do it that respectfully, though, because I have
yeah, you
seen
don't swear,
right.
scream,
I have seen
holler. Yeah,
investigators accuse spirits of doing bad deeds, like, really bad things during their
yeah,
lifetime and not giving them an opportunity to correct it or give them the correct answer, and
correct.
then
No,
therefore it results in physical altercation.
no,
So
you want to
in a
ask
negative
things as
response. And then
right.
they go, "Oh, it's a demon," you know? So
Yes,
you're
which
not
is completely
like,
wrong too.
you're setting them up for, failure, honestly. So, um, I feel like you need to do that respectfully.
Yeah,
But that is a good way to do it, like,
yeah.
"Oh,
Well, you
hey,
ask
like,
it
I
as a
heard this."
question. You say, "I
Yeah.
heard this about you. Is this
Mhm.
true?"
Absolutely.
You do it respectfully as if you heard this, but you don't know. You want to hear from them if it's true or not. You know, there was a location where people said this guy had raped women in this
That's what
location
I
and
was
all
talking
this, and
about, yeah.
yeah, and turned out no, that never happened.
Nope.
And they wonder, and they said, well, we got scratched and we got hit and put. Well, he turns out, yeah, because you're lying, and he's upset.
Yeah. Like, well, they said that. They were like, "Oh, we got scratched," and my response was, "Well, what did you ask? What did you say? What did you get that what did you do to get that reaction?"
They just
And it
accused
turns
her.
out they were accusing them of raping women and, doing all these horrible things to these girls and being, "How dare you? How could you? How do you feel, like, about that?" And, like, "You're a horrible person." And it's like, "No." The way you go about that would be, "Hey, you know, my name is blah, blah, blah. I heard this about you. I wanted to get your input on it." Give them a chance, don't accuse them and be like, "How dare you, and how dare you do." Of course they're gonna go turns out that no, they were a servant there, and they actually served the family that had lived there, and they were very loyal to the family, and they did not do anything whatsoever. So, and it's hard because they can't advocate for themselves sometimes, they don't have a body, sometimes people can't hear their voice. So, as investigators, you have a responsibility to advocate properly for the spirits in a location when they're not able to. And this is my one pet peeve, and I will always rant about it. I hate it when people do that. I hate it. It's so disrespectful and it's totally uncalled for and it's all
Yeah.
about ego and all they want is to just have a negative reaction just to feel important.
Yep. Yep. All right, let it go.
Anyway, yes. Okay,
Yeah.
there's my 10 cents. 10 cents.
And Loki says, "Was a great episode about your episode. Sorry you had to go through that." Loki also says, "Look, I'm on medical marijuana. I see more stuff than I do normal." Well, Mia, marijuana is a much more milder drug too, but it can.
I don't think that's a
Uh,
psychedelic though.
no, it's not a psychedelic drug. It's medical marijuana. Marijuana can reduce pain, things like that. It's potentially could open you up more to paranormal stuff. And it's medical marijuana too, so it's something you need to take for for
Really?
your health and for pain or whatever you're taking it
Yeah.
for. So nothing against that. We're just talking about more harder end drugs.
Like
Um,
psychedelics, yeah.
that's the psychedelic drugs and things like that that could really mess you up in the
But
long
that's
run.
interesting about marijuana though.
Well, yeah, I never heard anybody say that before, but my sister might know because she had used medical marijuana and stuff too. So I don't know if she has, she has abilities and stuff. So I don't know if it's opened her up more to things or not too. But I mean, it's possible. I'm not saying these drugs don't. I'm just saying it's questionable whether it's really opening you up to the paranormal or whether you're having some hallucinations from it. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. We don't know. There's no unless you do kind of an investigation of really looking into that and doing a study on it. You may never know. All right. So we're just saying we're not sure if it's opening up your mind or if it's affecting your mind. That's all we're saying. You know. I mean, it is known that psychedelic drugs do affect your mind. So they're mind altering drugs. That's what they are. They alter your mind. Marijuana does not necessarily do that, at least not on that kind of level, anyway. Um, it does affect certain receptors and things like that to reduce pain and things like that. We know that. That's all medically known. But again, I would always say, it's not something I would do, or I don't think Carly would ever do it, but to each your own. If you want to experiment, I just don't recommend it. But um,
Very life altering.
it could be. It could be. You could end up doing something or having something that you really didn't plan on. And Nick says he has to message us privately later on. That's fine. You can always do that, Nick. Let's see, after Christmas. Yep.
Hmm.
Oh, they need our help. It's involving Waverly Hills Sanatorium. We're trying to spread this message to everyone in the paranormal community as much as we can. I'll explain the message, but it's about saving the location. Okay, very good. Yes, let us know. Yeah. And Nick, you can reach out to us anytime, you know that.
I think we're at our time.
And we actually, yes, we are at our time, everyone, for this week. Thank you all for coming. Thanks all for being there. I know I didn't get to everybody's questions. A lot of stuff here tonight. Thanks for sharing everything with everybody, and answering each other's questions, which I'm happy about. But we are at our time. It's 8:59 p.m. Again, Jeff, yes, we're looking forward to seeing you as well. He says he's looking forward to seeing us, and we will be down after the holidays at some point here. But thank you, everyone. Please remember, I know Jeff's still listening, but if you can, please donate to Jeff's GoFundMe. Minimum donation is $5. That's per GoFundMe. That's what their minimum is. But if you could give, please, it would be of great help to Jeff. He would never say that. He would never tell anybody too much about his problems. He just talks to a few of us personal friends about it. But we're trying to help him out. And if you could give, that would be great. And again, thank you to all of you who already have given. It's greatly appreciated, not just by, I'm sure, Jeff, but
And
by us, his friends.
and if you
So,
pop in
and
the stream, I get ad revenue, so that adds to the donation.
yes, your ad
So if you
revenue
do your view
adds to the
count,
donation.
so yeah, the view
Yeah,
counts towards income, towards the and all money that we're raising tomorrow will be going towards the GoFundMe as well. So
right. So you can check that out tomorrow. It's gonna be 24-hour stream. Um, all fundraiser for Jeff, our friend Mr. Leaper. So thank you again, everyone, for stopping in. We love you all. We care about you. Merry Christmas. Spend time with friends, family, everything else this weekend. Enjoy yourselves, and I hope, if you believe in him, I hope Santa brings you everything you want for Christmas. Yeah. But if nothing else, I hope the good Lord brings you light, love, and happiness with your
I
family
want snow.
and friends.
I
And
want
Carly
snow.
wants snow.
I want snow.
All right, we'll ship you to Alaska. Okay.
Okay. Send me snow in a box. It'll be fine.
Snow in a box. It's like Christmas in a cup. Snow in
I'll
a
just
box.
sit in the box and
Yeah.
be happy.
Christmas in a cup. You can have snow in a box. There you
Yep.
go. All right. Good night, everybody.